This is very stupid. It's very dumb. I must say this is very dumb. I think this is, like the dumbest thing that we could be talking about in the face of a trans child dying. Say her name. It is a phrase said by many a person for many a person that has been unfortunately gunned down and or killed in whatever fashion. Usually these people tend to be black women. And in recent days, I should say, there's been discourse around it. And who better to talk about it than me, a cishet white guy, or at least cishet presenting. I am definitely cis. Heterosexual is another story. But, I think that I am personally the best representation to discuss this. If you are in leftist circles on Twitter, you already know where this is going. So here's the story. 2 teens charged in death of transgender TikTok personality Brianna Gay. 2 teens have been charged in the death of Brianna Gay, a transgender girl found dead in the English town of Warrington. Emergency services were called to a local park February 11th when Gay's body was found on her path. Authorities said she was pronounced dead at the scene. This is a brutal murder is kind of a, it was both repetitive and redundant. But she was murdered by 2 of her teenage colleagues. And although we do not have any official word on how it happened or why, she was in fact bullied, as she stated in her TikToks, for being trans. So it is a reasonable assumption, despite what any of the TERFs tried to tell you, it is a reasonable assumption that she was murdered for being trans. And don't ever let them trick you into thinking otherwise. The TERFs are trying to say, then this is besides the point, I guess, but the TERFs are trying to say that this is, we don't know if it's because the person was trans. They'll refuse to call her a she while they say this. But anyway, that's not what this is about. What this is about is the hashtag say her name. And the hashtag say her name, I believe, was first coined a few years ago. I don't have all the details, for black women who were killed, usually by police officers. All right, for usually it's assumed for being black, right? And so this person, Tumisha on Twitter, at Disrupt the Human, decided to come out with a piping hot take in reaction to people saying the words say her name for Brianna Gay. And this says, say her name is trending because people are using it for Brianna Gay, who is white. And I need y'all to understand that the phrase / hashtag was created for black women who are victims of police violence. I've seen white people say that they don't even know this. They didn't even notice. And that's extremely troubling because that means y'all genuinely don't care about black women, particularly black trans women. I'm going to be very frank. One of the reasons why we aren't where we should be in terms of infrastructure fighting against transphobia is because people have accepted the systems that facilitate black death because y'all have assumed it won't come for you. This is very stupid. It's very dumb. I must say this is very dumb. I think this is, like the dumbest thing that we could be talking about in the face of a trans child dying. I don't understand why this is discourse. I don't know why this is controversial. When we say rest in power, that is a phrase that was originally for the black community. It was made for the black community. And we started saying it for, people who died of for other reasons. I believe a lot of people said rest in power for, I forget his name. Hold on. Michael Brooks. There it is. Michael Brooks. No. So when Michael Brooks died, everybody said rest in power. Okay. And nobody really seemed to take issue with that. So I guess I'm a little baffled at the lack of consistency here from, people on Twitter leftists. What you guys need to understand is that Twitter leftism is a shithole. It's one huge shithole. Okay. Online leftism is very bad. It's very bad. Let's put it like that. And you need not look further than like the people who sling accusations at Vaush, who is like one of the most prominent leftists and trans activists on the internet, really. So anyway, we could get into that, but we won't. So this hashtag, it's fine. I don't really see a problem with it, but apparently other people do. In fact, Jessie Gender, who I don't really talk about a lot and I don't look at a lot, but she is also a prominent trans activist, and she's made quite a few good YouTube videos, if I understand correctly. And she came out with her own piping hot take. Please use hashtag dignity for Brianna instead of using hashtag say her name, which, of course, she did not hashtag here. which is interesting. To mourn Breonna Gay. The hashtag is for black folks killed by police violence, for that community to mourn and fight. We white folks shouldn't steal it, especially as all of us, not just white folks, are mourning. Again, incredibly fucking stupid. I don't know why this is even a thing. I don't know why Jessie Gender is wasting her time on this nonsense. Later on in this thread, as you can see right here, to those of you saying this is a psyop by 4chan, they're using it to stoke division between trans and black communities. But they want conflict, but that doesn't mean don't listen. It means instead of making it a thing, just use it a different hashtag. Use a different hashtag and show you listened. If you know that this is a 4chan psyop, right? Which I believe it is. There are like screenshots saying of an anonymous poster saying like this is a psyop. They infiltrated and, decided to stoke division. If you know that, why are you entertaining it? There's no reason to entertain it. You do not have to appease those people. You don't have to prove anything to those people. Shut it down and move on, okay? A trans child is dead for being trans. That's the crime she committed, okay? And as many are saying, adulthood is freedom for trans people, for many trans people. Because when you're a child, you are still at the whims of your parents, or your guardians, I should say, okay? Those who are in charge of your well-being, right? And you also are far more vulnerable to bullying by your peers, okay? Now, thankfully, this person had, I believe, loving parents, but her peers not so much, as is clear by the fact that she was killed by them, okay? And adulthood is an escape from that. You do not have to deal with that nearly as much in adulthood for most trans people. Everyone's different. But for most trans people, that's the experience. You reach adulthood and you are free, right? Freer, I should say. In this transphobic society, a trans person is never truly free, but I digress. You guys get the point. And that was stolen from her. Her adulthood, her entire life was stolen from her. And it's just sad. It's really sad that this is the route that the online left has decided to take with Breonna Gay's story. Because this should be a point of solidarity. This should be a moment where we all say, hey, that was a really fucked up thing that happened. Okay? And I don't care what hashtag you use to remember her by. I don't care what people are doing to honor her death, right? But we should honor it. And we should understand that this is a result of, rabid transphobia in our society, especially in Great Britain, unfortunately, which is not so great, actually, as it turns out. I don't understand. I don't think I'll ever understand why we have to, sit here and bicker about a fucking hashtag. It's so stupid and useless and pointless and every other word that is a synonym for that. It really sucks seeing Jessie Gender go down this route because I really respected her before she started doing shit like this. I mean, this is the story of a lot of prominent leftists. It's very unfortunate, especially, I'll be honest, especially white leftists, where it's like they want to appease black people, the black community, whatever. And I get that urge because I truly do. I understand the urge because that's how I was when I was a baby leftist, okay? And I did the same shit where it was like I would see tweets of like, strong black women saying like, well, the white people just need to simultaneously sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up, but also they need to do all of the work somehow. I don't know how that works exactly, but apparently we're supposed to do both, which is interesting. But I would listen to those tweets and I would take them seriously. And I do think there are some good points in these people's tweets. Don't get me wrong. It is unfortunate I, as a white cishet presenting male, have a better chance of popping off with my content on social media than does a black person or a trans person or a very visibly gay person, right? And that's fine. I can understand that. But, these tweets are not conducive to forming coalitions. It is the opposite of coalition building, right? And that's bad. We should be trying to come together in times like this. We should bear the black community in mind, but I don't think most of them will be bothered by the use of say her name in this instance. Like I said, this is mostly just online leftists. If you go and ask a black person, like just, some random black person, you explain what happened and you say, people are using the hashtag, say her name. What do you think about that? They're going to look at you like, okay, sure. Like, yeah, it's tragic that she's dead. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, this, you guys have to understand. The trans community and the black community, first of all, intersect a lot, very often. And second of all, are both riddled with many of the same problems, which stem from discrimination. So sharing hashtags is it's not unprecedented. It's really not. This is sharing a hashtag, not stealing it. Okay? And also, it's a fucking hashtag. Please spare me the dramatics. Okay? I'm so tired of this shit. I really am. It's just bad. Anyway, to put a bow on this, I really don't give a shit. It's bad faith. If you're saying don't use that hashtag, you're being bad faith and ridiculous. I personally have not used the hashtag because I don't really use hashtags that much to begin with, and also I'm not about to like purposefully start using them just to start drama. The reason that I'm making this video is to point out that this is very dumb, and this should be a footnote. Not even a foot. You know what? Fuck that. Not even a footnote in Brianna Gay's death. Okay? It doesn't even make the honorable mentions. A trans girl is dead. It's very sad. And we should treat it for the tragedy that it is. And the violent act that it is. And we should recognize this is a time to come together and say that this is ridiculous. We're not going to stand for this. And this is a direct result of the blatant transphobia that is taking place in the modern world. And we need to stop. So anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you would like to join my channel membership for 99 cents a month, you can type youtube.com/AlecGuntherTTV/join. I'll leave a link in the description for you. It is less than $1. You can literally save the money that you were going to spend on that chocolate bar that's going to make you fat and give you diabetes, and you can use it on me instead. It's not even $1. It's very cheap, and I need the money. I need the money. Please, I'm begging you. Please. Okay, anyway. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.